buenas tardes. Qué gusto estar en este honorable recinto otra vez después de hace casi 6 años. Gracias por su amable invitación. Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. It is wonderful to be here in this honorable chamber again after almost 6 years. Thank you for your kind invitation. We are living in a very complex era, characterized by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, world crime and insecurity, climate change, world migration, and these are some of what we call the economic global chaos. With all this as a background, I come to you with a message. We must reinvent ourselves and the U.S.-Mexico relationship to confront these new challenges. I come to you with a great honor as a representative from my home state of Guanajuato, Mexico, cradle of the Mexican independence movement, and as a member of the Mexican Congress and as a friend. I bring to you greetings from the people of Guanajuato and Mexico, and I also come to you as someone deeply interested in creating a better U.S.-Mexico relationship because I have a very proud binational heritage. In Mexico, we use the father and the mother's last names. My last names are Romero Hicks. My second last name is Hicks, from a family that came on the second ship after the Mayflower, called the Good Fortune, on November 11th, 1621. So I come from a family of migrants. It is particularly important moment for us to speak here. We have just finalized the summit of North American leaders in la Ciudad de Mexico, and I know that you as a nation are reflecting over what kind of relationship you want to have with Mexico. At the summit, the President of Mexico, the President of the United States of America, and the Prime Minister of Canada centered on themes such as inclusion, diversity, climate change, the environment, health, security, economic development, commerce, and migration. The result from the meeting was a roadmap defining commitments which were negotiated among the 3 governments. It is hoped that we can create mechanisms to take advantage of an integration of the economies of Mexico, the USA, and Canada, working together to face the great challenges of our times. Arizona has been a great example of common sense and future focusing in the affairs of our relationship. The Arizona-Mexico Commission is a wonderful example of commitment, long-term vision, and shared results. I often remember the words of the great Governor Paul Fanning from Arizona when he stated, Dios nos hizo vecinos, seamos buenos vecinos. God made us neighbors, let us be good neighbors. He knew that being good neighbors is not easy, and that's why we should address questions like, are we good neighbors? Can we do better? Can we be more than neighbors? Can we be friends? And when seeking a closer friendship, we often look for what we have in common. Here, the largest individual ancestry group in Arizona is Mexican, 25.8%, followed by German, English, Irish. Some analysts believe that Arizona will become a minority-majority state by the year 2027, based on current demographic trends. We are truly joined by family ties. Last November, you had important midterm elections, and one of the great debates was over the impact of the Latino vote. According to the Pew Research Center, in the last presidential elections, 32 million Latinos were able to vote, becoming the largest ethnic minority. It is important to notice that in 2024, both Mexico and the United States of America will hold presidential elections. This has not occurred since the year 2000, when George W. Bush and Vicente Fox became presidents of both nations. Many analysts believe that next year will be the year in which Latinos will decide the elections in the U.S. and in which Mexicans living in the U.S. will be able to vote in historic numbers. Allow me to mention that in the year 2024, Mexico will possibly make use of a new electronic voting system, though today there are only approximately 1.6 million Mexicans living in the U.S. that have registered to vote. According to researchers, there are millions more that could do it. 12 million from our first-generation Mexicans in the U.S., and if we include the constitutional reform of 2021, in which children and grandchildren of Mexicans are considered Mexican citizens, the number of Mexican people able to vote will rise. How many Mexicans abroad live in this country? We have 54 million people from Hispanic heritage in the U.S., more than in Spain. And when we speak about Mexicans, we have 38 million Mexicans from a very proud heritage living in this great country. That is more than the population of Canada. Canada has no more than 36 million people. And in addition, many Mexican Americans have the right to a double nationality and can vote in both countries. It is globalization. We have citizens of the world who can vote in more than one place. As I mentioned here in this chamber, and I was with you on February 23rd, 2017, 5 years and 11 months ago today, in order to know each other better, we need to spend time together. And we've had groups of people from Arizona, after that visit that we had, going to Guanajuato, people from Guanajuato coming to Arizona, and we need to share information. We need to research together. We need to learn together. We need to walk and dream together. Friendship, as described by Aristotle, is a relationship between two, where the two friends share goals and work together to achieve them. I believe friendship should be our main goal. If we accept the challenge to move from neighbors to friends, we should probably start with the basics. San Agustín once said, "Nadie ama lo que no conoce." You cannot love what you do not know. We need to know each other better and learn from each other. We have built a relationship that goes further than the relationship between two federal governments. The U.S.-Mexico connection means clients, suppliers, teammates. It means researching together. It means falling in love. There are 38 million Mexican Americans in the USA, and a significant percentage, close to 28% of the married ones, are married with non-Hispanic Americans. We are building families together. And that means that we have children that are the sons and daughters of both countries. We must recognize that we share more than the biggest border of the world. that we share more, that the biggest trade area in the world. We share the same future. We are bound by land, by history, by blood, and by love. We cannot let fear, ignorance, or greed come between us. While our two presidents, Andrés Manuel López Obrador and Joseph Biden, at the summit of the North American leaders, only touched the surface of possibilities of success for a relationship, millions of citizens from Mexico and the U.S. are ready to change the history of North America. North America contributes with a third of the world's economy. Millions of citizens need to be invited. We know that we live in a historic, chaotic time, and we need historic solutions. We must become involved, seeking opportunities for a shared success. Before ending my remarks, I would like to recognize a Mexican-American leader amongst us, Ambassador Don Tapia. You, like many in the U.S., make us proud. I would like to recognize your work as a veteran of this country, as the CEO of the largest Hispanic-owned business in Arizona for 30 years, your philanthropist work in support of the neediest, and your recent tenure as U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica. Congratulations on becoming recently a Mexican citizen. On behalf of the state of Guanajuato, I bring you a small token of appreciation. It's a book about San Miguel de Allende, one of the most visible cities in Guanajuato. Thank you. Thank you so much for your outstanding career in public service. Gracias. Finally, a word to Speaker Toma, President Peterson, Chairman Cook, and I also want to thank the Honorable Tony Rivera, who served in this great legislature and had the vision of opening international connections between Arizona, Mexico, and Guanajuato. I would like to invite the Congress of Arizona to Guanajuato and also the Congress in Mexico City. Almost 6 years ago, I was honored to host you, and it's time to come again. Many of you in attendance have not visited Guanajuato, nor San Miguel de Allende, which are ranked among the best cities in the world to visit. Please honor us with your presence. Let's work and walk together. As a Mexican writer, Ángeles Mastretta, once said, nada ganamos luchando por separado para caer vencidos juntos. We gain nothing fighting separately to then fall defeated together. God bless you all. God bless Mexico. God bless the United States of America. God bless North America. Dios nos bendiga a todos. Muchas gracias.